Evidence shows that 6-year-old Faye Swetlik was strangled to death by her neighbor within hours of being abducted from her front yard in South Carolina last week, authorities revealed Tuesday.
Police said Coty Scott Taylor, a 30-year-old neighbor who killed himself inside his home last week, was the sole perpetrator behind Swetlik's tragic slaying on February 10.
Taylor was found dead in his South Carolina home on February 13, which is about 100 to 150 feet away from the Swetlik residence, just minutes after the first grader's body was discovered in a nearby wooded area after an exhaustive 3-day search around their Churchill Heights neighborhood.
Police said Tuesday her body had been moved to the wooded area between her home and a nearby auto body shop shortly before she was discovered.
The Lexington County Coroner's Office confirmed the 6-year-old, who was last seen by her family playing in her front yard around 3:45 p.m., died from asphyxiation a few hours after she was abducted. An autopsy showed that Taylor died by suicide.
This was not just an investigation or case for us. Faye Swetlik quickly grabbed all of our hearts. This case will remain very personal for each of us. Faye will never be forgotten. There are no words that can adequately convey sorrow to her family, Case Public Safety Sergeant Evan Antley said during a press conference.
Casey Department of Public Safety Director Byron Snellgrove said investigators interviewed Taylor last Wednesday, and he gave authorities consent to look through his home, but they didn't find anything linking him to the case at the time.
Authorities previously said Taylor, who had no criminal history and was not known to law enforcement, was not considered a friend of Swetlik's family.
The next day, however, police found a polka dot boot the 6-year-old was wearing at the time of her disappearance and a soup ladle with fresh dirt on it in Taylor's trash can.
Around the same time officers found Swetlik's body on Thursday morning behind the neighborhood's townhomes. Other deputies were responding to reports of a man bleeding on the back patio of a nearby house, Snellgrove said. When officers arrived, Taylor was found dead.
Snellgrove added that DNA collected from both crime scenes connected the unknown pieces of this horrific crime and said video surveillance footage showed Taylor doing some suspicious things. Authorities declined on Tuesday to provide details on the video.
The loss of Faye Marie Swetlik will never leave our thoughts or minds. I hope today, we can start to process this horrific crime and grieve the loss of this precious life, Antley said.
The city of Casey is holding a vigil for the first grader on Tuesday at City Hall, and a funeral will be held Friday at 7 p.m. at Trinity Baptist Church in Casey, according to an online obituary.
President Donald Trump, noted corruption fighter, on Tuesday sent a crystal-clear message to anyone considering public malfeasance or exploiting the power of their public trust, "Not on my watch." In a thunderous East Room speech, Trump blasted anyone who would besmirch the noble calling of public service with even the hint of corruption, self-dealing, fraud, deception, tax avoidance, or abuse of power.
The president condemned in the harshest terms any government employee who would borrow money from foreign lenders, lie on security questionnaires, and continue to manage their private businesses while in office. Corruption, he said, was fundamentally corrosive to America's norms, institutions, and values.
Oh, who the fuck am I kidding?